Hi chaps, today we are going to see something related to times functions. We are going to find a number of working days between two dates, so which includes eliminating the holidays and all Sundays and the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday. Let's see how we can do it using Python. I'm trying to keep the video between 10 to 15 minutes or even lesser so that it is easy to watch and refer. So I'll just walk you through the step that we are going to do. So we are having a two different file. One is our main file where we get our actual date and time, and then we have a holiday list of the complete country. And after that, we are going to import those two and validate all the necessary columns are in the right format. And after that, we are going to convert all the holidays into a list and then append that into the existing main database and then create a function to find all the second and the fourth Saturdays and then all the Sundays, and then we are going to loop that through and list that as a separate column, and then we are going to count the number of days between the given days in the list that we have created. After that, we will loop it through everything, and we will find the actual age between two dates and reduce the number of holidays between that, which will give us the number of working days. Let's start with importing our two main base files. So the base file one is a sample data, so that brings in here, and then we have another file, so let's bring in that too. So the first file has the sample data and the second file has all the holiday list. So I'm bringing this space underscore date, just saying that the first column, the first cell of this is actually a day and then month and then year, so that the Python can understand this is in a Indian format. So let's first import the data packages, and then let's run these two commands to bring in all our files. So we have our data frame ready. So we are going to find number of working days between the order date and the shipped date, and we have the next data frame where all the holidays are listed. So let's start with converting the date columns into a proper format. So why we are doing it, just in case you have noticed, so the date columns are sometimes has numbers, sorry, time along with it. So by just doing this, so we are just converting them into proper date only format. So what we are doing is just importing the to date time, and then we are saying that consider only as a date. So we're doing this for all the date columns that we are going to use for our functioning. So let's convert all the holidays into a list. So let's run it. So this function will put all the current holidays. So currently we have it in this format. So we are going to list everything and then bring it as one cell. So that's what we have done it. So for the country India, we have around 30-40 holidays. 51 holidays all has been converted into a list. So let's reset the index so that when we are merging two data frames, we will not have an indexing issue. So now let's see. So now the indexing has been changed. Previously we had a different indexing. Now the indexing has been changed. We have one row and two columns. So let us merge both the data frames and create a new data frame. So the merging will be between the data frame one, our base data, and the holiday, and we are going to merge on the column called country. So how we are going to do is a left join. So it's basically a left join between two tables. Let's run this, and now we have the second data frame where we have added all the list into the data frame. Now what we have to do is just create a function to find all the Saturday and Sunday along with the given holiday list. So this will be a new list which will include the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday along with the list from the holiday. So I'm creating a function and it is calling Saturday Sunday list, and we are going to pass three dates to it. One is start date, end date, which will be our order date, shift date. And after that, we are going to pass one more variable, which is the holiday list, which we recently merged. And after that, I'm just creating a dummy list, which will keep appending to it. As soon as it's find the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday, it will come and load it over here. So we are going to read for each and every date. So in the date range of these two, the frequency we are going to set it as a day. And after that, we are saying that if the given date and its weekday is 6, then we are going to append it to the list. So when you do a weekday function, 0 is Monday and it goes on, and we are going to have Sunday as 6. So this way we will find any date which is Sunday, and then that will be added to the list. After that, we are creating a function, so normal variable, not a function, normal variable, where we are going to give 1 and 3. So this is nothing but when you divide this week number by 7, so the output would return either 0, 1, 2, 3. So if it is 1, then we are going to call it as second Saturday, and if it is 3, then it is a second Saturday. So let's iterate the same thing that we did in the for loop. Again, it will keep appending to the same list. So what we are doing is taking the string function and taking only the day out of the date and dividing it by 7. And this is just converting as a string function because of the denominator, sorry, extra decimal we get. So when we round it, automatically 3.5 becomes 4, so it will create a confusion. So we are picking only the first character of the output. So if the first character of the output is either 1 or 3, then we are going to call that as Saturday and then append it back to the top list. So once that list is appended, then we have to add the extra list, which is all the government holiday, which is coming from our data frame 2, which we already merged. And the column name would be h underscore date. So now when you list it to, and we are going to remove any uniques, there could be a possibility that the Sunday could be a government holiday. So by doing a unique function, we are just taking only the unique date so that we don't count the date twice. So let us run this function. So now we have created a function. Let's use our lambda function, which is go-to function for most of the Python coders. So we are going to create a new column called all holidays. So we are going to pass order date, ship date, and the holiday list as we have designed in our function. And using a lambda function, we are going to pass this and create a new column. Make sure that we set it as access 1 so that it comes as a new column. So when we run this, so before running this, the data frame would look like this. So after running this, we will have a new column in our data frame, so which is like this. So this column has all the date from all the dates, say holidays, government holidays, and all the Sundays and the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday. So let's move on to our next function. In this function, we are just going to count the number of days in this list between our given dates. So we are going to count, say, like if it is May 30th, and if we have, say, 10 holidays, and how many days are falling between May and the May. Okay, this could be the bad example. Okay, 14th December and to 17th December. So we have to check how many days are there between, how many holidays are there between 14th and 17th in our final list. So let's create this function first. So what this function does is just we are going to pass again three variables. So start date and end date and the list that we have to check for. So if the given date is between the start date and the end date, then we are going to count that as +1. So the holiday list, we are taking each holiday from the list and checking if that is falling between the start date and end date. If it is false, then we are just going to say +1, and it will start looping through till the last date in this holiday. So let's see if that works. So bringing it here, the function. Now we are going to create number of holiday as a function. Let's run it. So I have a little bit of error. So yes, so I renamed it, so I was testing. So let's go ahead and rename this to all holiday. So this error is happening because I'm trying to pass a variable which is not available in the selected trim. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, now we have one more column, so which is having the number of holidays between these two dates. So let's check. Okay, let's check for instant 2023 and December. So if there is any holiday between 12th and 17th. Yeah, so between 12th and 17th there is one Sunday that has been counted and there is no public holiday. So likewise we can go ahead and keep checking. And the next thing that we have to do, right now we have found only the holidays, so let us find the actual age between two dates. So which is the number of days between 14th and 17th. So let's run this code. So this next command, it just creates, sorry about to, okay, this command does is just subtracting two dates, and then we are going to say, instead of bringing me number of days, just take only the day from it. Let me show you that example. So when you run only these two, just subtract this, you will get like 3 days and the minutes and the hours and the seconds. So instead of that, we don't want like that, we just need this number 3. So for that we are going to add extra from the numpy, stating that just take the days from it. So if we run this, you would understand. So now instead of the day, time and the minutes and second, we are getting only the day, how many days left. So let's create this as a column. Yeah, right. So let's take a look. So now we have extra column. So between these two dates there are 3 days. So 15, 16 and then 17. So we have 3 days. So if we want to include the start date and date, then you can always say +1. And the last function is to subtract the final age to find the number of working days. So this, we are just normally going to subtract this date difference from this. Say, let's find out what is the error that we're getting. So we are going to subtract date difference column, actual number of days between two dates and the holiday list. So this is just a normal subtraction. So run this. So now let's take a look. So now we have the number of actual working hours. There are 3 days between 14th and 17th. Just in case you want to add the start date as well, then we'll do +1, so that by default we'll get 4 working days, and subtracting that one will give you 3. So currently we have not included the start date, so we are giving 2 working days between the given dates. So let's take only the necessary column, so it might look little bit pretty around here. So just selecting a new data frame, so where we are just selecting only the required column. So let's run this, and we have our final database, sorry, data frame. So the number of working days between these two dates is like 3 working days without the start date. If you want to include that, then we could say +1. And number of holidays is one. We found only one Sundays, and then we are subtracting that. We are going to take, there is only 2 working day between 14 and 17. Thank you guys. Keep supporting, share, subscribe for more videos. Send in your queries to me. I'll try to fix, or I'll try to find a logic for you guys. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.